Who is the 10 dragons? Long time ago, it was ancient. The eons dragons was the creation of all dragons long time ago. The the supreme dragon was the creation of all titans long time ago. The creation of all titans long ago, but it was ancient, forgotten over centuries and even eons. But a lot of titans was not forgotten over centuries. It was powerful titans and even dragons. No, the titans are strongest, but all the titans was all powerful over centuries, but all the titans was created over decades. Was created by decades? Yes. It was created over a long time for the titans have a more ability long ago. Over eons ago, this ancient titan was forgotten over centuries, but it was a powerful titan over decades. Even 2,000 years or even 12,000 years ago, it was not created over centuries. It was created by eons. But all the titans was created by the same titan, the same person who made titans. But it was a king of a titan a long time ago. It wasn't revealed over 200,000 BCE, but it wasn't. The ancient titan was created by the supreme king dragon, the one only, the creator of all dragons or even titans. All dragons was created over centuries, but it was taking place over decades and even thousands of millions of years. But it was basically dating back over billions of years ago. But all the titans and even dragons are existent long ago. But all the dragons and titans was created by all dragons. But all dragons were created by the Supreme King Dragon, the one only creation of all dragons, long ago, was not forgotten over centuries. The powerful dragon, even powerful dragons, and even more powerful titans was created by the Supreme King Dragon long ago. But it was more titans long ago, but it wasn't powerful enough. But it was more powerful dragons. Even a more creation of all titans was created by the dragons. The 10 dragons, or the creation of all dragons long ago. But it was more. Over centuries ago, people know the ancient dragon was not forgotten over centuries. It was more. For over decades and even decades or even years. But the Titans was creation of all Titans. Was created by the Supreme King Dragon long ago. But the King of the Dragon was the creation of all dragons. But the creation of all dragons was created by over centuries and even decades into. But it was more. Dragons and dragons was more possible to make more dragons. But it was more over centuries. Many time over decades into. Many scientists know this dragon was even existent long time ago, over eons, but it was extinct from unknown cause. Was not unknown, was not clear what happened to the dragons of long time ago. But tell me the story about the 10 dragons. Long ago was ancient. The Titans was the creation of all dragons long time ago. But it was more dragons for over 10,000 years. But it was more over centuries. Centuries and centuries ago was more of dragons. But dragons was created over decades and even years. Even thousands and millions of years was more impossible to imagine all the dragons are more powerful over decades. But it was more dragons for happening of a long time ago. But 10,000 years or millions of years was a lot. A lot of more time, a lot of decades or future past, over 10,000 million years. But it was more. But Titans and even a lot of Titans was creation by the dragons. The dragons created the Titans long ago. But the 10 dragons was the creation of all dragons long ago, but it was more over centuries. More dragons and more dragons for all the dragons even existed long time ago, but it was more powerful dragons was creating all dragons long ago. All the dragons creating all titans long ago was created by more titans. 10,000 dragons and even 10,000 titans was a lot over centuries ago, but it wasn't forgotten over centuries. It was more over decades and even years. More Titans was created over decades, but it was more. But Titans are getting more powerful each year and each powerful centuries. But centuries nearby, all the Titans are getting stronger. But all the Titans are getting so powerful, could make a new Titan of over histories, over 10,000 years, over millions of years, and even billions of years ago. But it was more, over centuries. It was a whole lot of Titans over decades. A Titans was created by the Supreme King Dragon over centuries, but it was more over decades. But a whole entire army of dragons, or even Titans, was even existent. But it was a more dragons even existent, making more over decades. But dragons created more Titans over centuries. It was a lot of Titans. But Titans was created over decades, but more Titans are getting stronger and each powerful each year and each power it have over decades and even years. Over 10,000 years, it was more dragons, more powerful dragons, and even a lot of Titans be better and stronger. But more powerful dragons and even Titans are getting stronger for all eternity for their life. The Titans are the strongest. They're the more powerful Titans to save the future. But making all Titans are created by the King of Titan itself, but it wasn't found over thousands of years before the Titans was created over centuries. But before King Hector the Great, it was more Titans around Earth long time ago. All the Titans lived this planet called Earth long time ago, but Titans lived there over centuries. But decades, all the Titans was powerful over centuries ago, but it was more. More Titans, and even a lot of more Titans are created over decades. But the powerful Titan on Earth was created over centuries by the dragons. These 10 dragons are the creation of all dragons. But all the creation of all dragons was created by over centuries ago. Lot more powerful dragons and even a lot more dragons over decades. But it was more of dragons over decades and even years. 10,000 years, over millions of years, it was a whole lot of dragons and Titans over the same time in the same year of the 21st century BCE. Was only the one found over centuries ago, but it wasn't found over decades before King Hector the Great, before the three sisters, even though the Titans even existed long ago, but it was created over long ago. The dragons, or the protection on Earth. The Titans, or the protection of humanity. But all the Titans was the creation of all Titans long ago. Long ago, it was more Titans over centuries. And make the rebuilding of the building of a city, the ancient city, was not forgotten over centuries. After the Titans make the Titans over centuries, making the building structures over centuries. More Titans or making more Titan abilities over centuries. It was a whole lot of dragons and Titans over decades, but it's a lot more Titans for be powerful and stronger to make more Titans in each year, and dragons to create more Titans in the next few years, over 2,000 years, to make more Titans over decades or even years.